Andrea TV here from DriveOnMama.com, coming to you on a Friday night, a rainy Friday night. Time is currently 6:53 p.m. We have not fired up any of the apps yet. We are still on our way to the avenue. We'll probably log on about 7 p.m. and we'll be working 4 to 6 hours tonight, depending on how I feel. Very tired. It's been a long week, but let's see what we can do. My goal is $200 or until I'm too tired. So let's see what we can do. You know what it is, right? The best shift of the day, yeah. Okay, time is now 7:09 p.m. We have our first offer we accepted. Tide pad on Doordash for 2.3 miles in total, and it is $12.25. Just to let you know, on this rainy Friday night, there is a peak pay of $5.50. I believe it ends at 7:44 p.m. But what I have noticed is if they don't have a lot of drivers out, even though it only shows to 7:44, they will continue it past that or start a new one that starts at 7:45. So let's go get this order and hope the peak pay stays.
And we have arrived at the Tide pad.
Okay, there was a hidden tip on that order, so it was $14.75 final payout instead of the $12.25 that was shown. And you may hear it, but the rain has picked up rather than slow down. But we are on our way back to the avenue to see what we can get next. Okay, time is currently 7:36 p.m. We are in the parking lot for Comet Ping Pong. We have accepted our next order for $9.75 for 0.7 miles. Let's go get some. Okay, time is now 7:45 p.m. That drop-off went smoothly. One of the peak pays haven't fallen off. So right now there's a peak pay of $3.50. And we just accepted our next offer, $10.25 on Doordash for a total of 2.5 miles. We're going back to Tide pad. Okay, time is now 7:58 p.m. There was a hidden tip on that one also. Instead of $9.75 that was shown, we received $12.25. So the total for this dash is already at $36.75 in less than 1 hour of being active. I turned on apps about 7, took the first order 7:09. Don't you wish they all could be that good? But of course they can't. And it's in bad weather. But we're on our way back to the avenue to see what we can get next.
Okay, time is currently 8:15 p.m. After declining many on DoorDash and Uber Eats, just accepted our next two offers. They sent us a Soul Spice on DoorDash, $10.75 for 3 miles, which is a little longer or farther than I like to go. But I saw on the map it was a straight shot down Wisconsin Avenue for the most part. And then we accepted an add-on for $11.25 for an additional 0.7 miles. We're going to Soul Spice.
Okay, just dropped off that second order, and instead of $10.75, it was $12.25, I believe. So now we have to drive back into our zone. I have Uber Eats on, but Uber Eats did not come to play. They are not sending me the same type of offers as DoorDash is for the money and the time, so I have declined all of them, and will continue to do so.
Okay, Uber must have heard me talking about them, and they came through. $12.09 for 2.7 miles, so I'm not driving back dead miles to my zone. We're going to Sprig and Sprout, and we have arrived. Why don't they have a sign? They used to. Oh, there it is. Sprig and Sprout. Okay, while we were in Sprig and Sprout, DoorDash did send us an order, $8.25 for 0.6 miles, and we accepted, and we're going to drop them both off. Multi-opting!
Okay, both orders dropped off, and I guess it is a Tide pad type of night. Just received our next order, Uber Eats, $12.68 for a total of 0.9 miles going to the Tide pad.
It looks prettier at night. I think they close at 10, so this will be the last one for the night. Okay, it is now 9:45 p.m. Have just accepted our next offer on DoorDash, $9.75 going 1.6 miles, and we're going to Popeyes. I only come here at night because lunch and dinner hours, they are packed and slow, and I don't wait. make the drink, you have to make them yourself. Another reason I like coffee.
Kind of loud in there, so you may not have heard when you saw me at the soda machine. Another reason why I don't go there, they don't make the drinks for you. Their soda machines are outside of their kitchen area and the counter. So they would have to go through their side door, come all the way out to make one drink, then go all the way back. So they ask the drivers to do it. But some drivers refuse, and then they will come out and do it because essentially that's a part of their job. But I don't mind doing it. But if I don't have to, and you're slow anyway, and it's busy, I won't go there. I did it tonight because it's almost 10 o'clock, so yeah, and we're off. Okay, time is now 10:31 p.m. We took a little break, got some gas, a big gulp diet cherry Coke, and we are ready for our night shift. We have just taken our first McDonald's for the night, $9.75, going 1.3 miles. And the peak pay, we are now in upper northwest DC, and the peak pay currently is $4.50. So when you really think about it, that person tipped a low amount, but because of the rain and the $4 peak pay, we are getting $9.75 for that short distance. It's not a normal Friday night, but I'll take it.
Okay, time is now 11:08 p.m. We have taken our next order on Doordash. It is picking up at Surfside Restaurant. $12.25 for 2.4 miles. Let's go grab it. Went smoothly. That also had a hidden tip, so we received $14.25 instead of what was offered. Let's see what we can get next. Okay, time is now 11:37 p.m. We just have accepted our next two offers at the same time, both coming in within 20 seconds of each other. On Doordash, we're going to a restaurant called Silver American Grill, and it's going to be 0.9 miles in total for $8.25. And as we were pulling off from Continue straight,
we received a McDonald's on Uber Eats, $11.67, going 2.0 miles. We're going to pick up the Silver, deliver, then go back to McDonald's, deliver.
we have arrived at Silver. Drop-off went smoothly. We received $10.25 instead of what was offered. Now we're going back to McDonald's to get it. 11:48 p.m. We're going back to McDonald's. We're about 2 minutes away. 11:52, we have our McDonald's about to deliver, but the lobby is crowded, full of people eating, as well as a bunch of Doordash Uber Eats drivers. Let's go. All right, that drop-off went smoothly. The customer actually met me at the door downstairs, and I appreciate that. It was an apartment building. We have just accepted our next order. It was coming through back to back to back. On Doordash, $6.75 for 3.3 miles, but essentially it is going to the 7-Eleven close to the McDonald's where we stay, and that's one of the reasons I took it. If I was at the McDonald's, that 3 miles would have been too far because it would have been taking me outside of where I like to drive, but I'll be dropping off right where I like to be. Now, there are no more peak pays as of right now. It's still raining, drizzling to heavy, depends on the time, and at one point during the evening, the peak pay went down to $1 from the start of, I believe it was $4.50, but that last hour or so was only $1 peak pay. Now it's zero peak pay at all. I declined about 3 or 4 $5 orders, and one that was like $6.75, but they wanted to go almost 8 miles. So we'll see how long it takes them to bring the peak pay back, but let's go get the 7-Eleven. Okay, it is now 12:11. We didn't get off the block good, and the customer sent a note saying cancel this. I was driving, so I didn't respond with saying you can cancel it yourself, but I guess she figured it out because within 30 seconds I was back to the regular Doordash screen. So let's see what we get next. Okay, time is now 12:35 a.m. It took us a while to get an offer we were willing to accept. Not saying the phone wasn't going off, but there were many low/no tippers. I believe the farthest distance was like 10.3 miles for $8. No. So we accepted an Uber Eats for $7.19, going 1.2 miles. And then as we were sitting here waiting, because I know it's not going to be ready, they sent an add-on for $6.74 for an additional 0.6 miles. So we are working with about, rounded up, $14 for less than 2 miles. Let's see if they have it ready. 12:35. Okay, it's 12:45 a.m. Now 12:46.
Just got both orders. And the funny part is, they will ignore you until they're ready to acknowledge you sometimes when they're busy. And both orders were actually ready, but they didn't actually respond to any DoorDash or Uber Eats drivers for that long. So we're off.
Time is currently 1:12 a.m. and I think we just accepted our last McDonald's for the night. $10.62 for 1.9 miles. It is slowed down considerably, and DoorDash is just ridiculous. Last offer, they wanted a batch. What was it? $8.50 for a total of, no, $10.50 for 8.2 miles. A batch. No way. Let's go get it.
It is now 1:24 a.m. That is how long it took to get that order. We walked in the door at 1:12 after waiting a minute or two after getting the order, knowing it wasn't going to be ready, and it was 12 more minutes. But anyway, we are on our way to the customer, and that actually would not be the last order. We accepted one Instacart, and it is for $19 and change, going 19 miles, 7 items. The reason why I took it, I need eggs and cheese for the morning. I like my breakfast. I like to eat, and we have less than a dozen eggs. It is 5 of us in a house. If more than 3 people decide to have eggs, we won't have enough for everyone to eat. And we ran out of cheddar cheese. We only have mozzarella shredded left, and that's okay, but it's not good for eggs. So the drop off, even though it's 19 miles, is in my city. It's the south side of my city, but it's still my city. So I needed to go to the grocery store or 7-Eleven. Might as well get my last rounded up $20 for the night. I can't really say what's funny, but there was an Instacart right before I accepted, right before I accepted this last Uber Eats for McDonald's. But I couldn't do it. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. It was for $59 and change. 3.4 miles from the store. Now the store is in Bethesda. I work in the Bethesda Northeast zones for DoorDash, but the store is about maybe a 10-12 minute drive from where I am currently, and then they were only 3.4 miles away, but it was for 48 items, heavy pay included, and I just could not. Those 48 items, 72 units, it would have been a big heavy cart full of stuff. I am not that quick at picking this food, so it would have taken me way more than an hour. I have not done a 48 item in less than an hour, so I had to decline that just due to tiredness of the body. But we're going to do this 7 item, $19 and change, bringing us back to our city, and then we'll be done for the night. I've just dropped off, and the GPS says we're 5.1 miles to the Giant. It's a 24-hour Giant, and then it'll be 19.1 miles to the drop-off, and I work about 25 miles away from where I live because that's where I found the most tips and the best driving conditions for my minivan. So let's go to Giant. Okay, a thought just came in my mind. What if I'm being tipped? The base pay in my area is $9.40. I work in Maryland and DC. Both states, any grocery stores, is $9.40. I've seen less, like things for like CVS or convenience stores, but grocery stores is $9.40. So that's a $10 tip. I don't work in my city because there was very rarely ever a $10 tip on the food orders. $2, $3, a lot of no tip orders. On the weekends, you may get some orders with a $7 tip, but I think I've never gotten a $10 tip going to that area. No, there's one time I did, and it was like a 3 o'clock in the morning order. I was coming home, and I said, oh, well, I'll take it because it's right by my house. I didn't turn the apps off, so when I got off the highway, it dinged for Royal Farms. Somebody wanted some breakfast sandwiches and some chicken, and I think the order was like almost $20. But that was the only time. So I'll know 2 hours after, because Instacart has changed the tip policy. The customer doesn't have a full 24 hours to change it or lower it or increase it. They only have 2 hours. So I will be giving my final tallies once I know for sure I'm going to get that $10 tip or not. I will be back in a little bit.
All right, we have finished our shop. Up top is the customer 7 items. Down below are my items. And now let's go deliver and go home.
time is now 3 o'clock on the dot. Another reason why I don't deliver in my city, there are a lot of apartments, and or I should say the people who order the most live in the apartments, and a lot of them do not have elevators. Of course, this customer lives on the 3rd floor. Thank goodness it was only 3 small bags and nothing too heavy. But yeah, that's another reason why I don't deliver in the city I live in. But we are 8 minutes and 3 miles from home, and I will come back with the totals. I know I said it a few times, but really, next time I'll be coming back with the totals.
Andrea TV here from DriveOnMama.com, coming to give my totals for this Friday. So for Uber Eats, it came to $65.21. On Instacart, it came to $19.86. And then we had 2 different shifts on Doordash. So those first 2 for Uber Eats and Instacart came to $85.07. And then for the first Doordash that we started about 7 o'clock and ended at 10, that was $79.75. And then the second one, which started at 10-ish and went through 2-ish, that was, I believe, $34.25. It's coming up now. And we did fall just shy of our goal. And honest to goodness, I was tempted. I turned on Uber Eats as I was driving home. $34.25 was the second. Turned on Uber Eats and got an instant order for $13.21, going 3.3 miles. But I thought about it. McDonald's in my city is drive-through only, and it would have been a wait. So $199.07 for this evening. Like and subscribe for more, and drive on, mama.